Alright guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris, Unholy Jesus.
Hey, welcome back everyone, welcome back.
Welcome back guys to another episode of the Media Hijack, episode 140. Happy Pi Day.
Happy Pi Day, I saw that on your story. It's, you be spitting some knowledge now, man.
Damn nerds. But yeah, here's a fun fact about Pi Day. You know Stephen Hawking died on Pi Day?
No, I didn't know that too.
I didn't know that until I looked it up.
Was it March 14th?
March 14, 2018. And then another fun fact, Albert Einstein was born on March 14, 1879.
Hey. Reincarnated?
I was like, come on. What are the odds, universe? Mm-hmm. Like, these two guys are like heavyweights in like the science scene,
where everybody goes to them as the source of
every single scientist in that era knew who they were. Big prominent names in science.
Big prominent. That's the ones they go to. That's the inspiration for a lot of stuff, especially Albert Einstein. He was freaking all types of shit in space and
A-bomb.
Let's go.
But if you're a scientist and you don't die on Pi Day, were you ever really a true scientist?
Were you?
Hell no. Are you a real scientist? Real scientists die on Pi Day.
Only the real ones.
Then Steph Curry was also born on Pi Day.
He's a scientist?
Happy birthday, Steph Curry.
Is he a scientist too? Oh no, you have to die on it.
No, he just plays basketball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's a scientist.
Kobe.
He's a scientist on that court.
Yeah, doing all these wild ass trick shots and shit. And then he gets shocked when he makes it. I'm like, shut your ass. You know you're gonna make that shot. Get out of here. Go home. All right.
Yes, sir.
Before we get started, if you guys want to purchase some official Media Hijack t-shirts, head over to the MediaHijack.com. Grab you some official Media Hijack t-shirts. Also, if you guys want to join the Reddit community, you can follow our Reddit community and post whatever you guys want. Chris is on there. I actually went on there, but then I was like, why I can't log into my account? So I don't know what happened to my account, but I went to go visit as anonymous, or a guest or whatever. I was like, damn, Chris is busy.
Yeah, man, I just throw shit up there. I'm like, look.
It was like a dead bird floating and shit. That was weird.
Yeah, the bird just chilling in the air.
I was like, goddamn, is this normal?
I meant to send that to you a while ago.
He's stuck on a fishing line,
and it looked legit. The people that was filming it were like generally.
Yeah, it's weird. Mm-hmm. Who knows? I wasn't there, so I don't know. CGI fishing line, I don't know, but it looks cool.
Oh, yeah.
Also, if you guys want to visit us on YouTube, you guys can catch the replay for this live Twitch video. And don't forget, if those audio listeners, you guys out there are our main listeners, make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe. I think we got a few like new ratings on there.
Yes, I appreciate it.
But Spotify.
Yes, I met a guy at the gym the other day. I know that sounds like I'm picking up somebody, but that's not the case. I met a guy at the gym who is into the same shit we into.
Oh.
He was helping me sign up for it, and he was talking. He's like, da-da-da. And then we start, I don't know how the conversation went to conspiracy level, but he's like, hold on right quick. He's like, let's finish this process first, and then we'll start talking about the crazy stuff.
Get back on Bigfoot.
And as soon as he finished, all right, cool. So tell me what's going on, like, da-da-da-da. And then we was going back and forth about Anunnakis.
Oh shit!
He one of those. He's like on. he comes from. He's on that level.
Damn, that's rare to catch somebody on the street talking like that.
Man, yeah, but we was whispering, so we got hot. Hey, you're my Anunnakis.
My Anunnakis, man, they came far. They came from far away, huh?
And yeah, so then I told him about the podcast, and then he's like, okay, cool. And then after I left the gym, he had called me and told me like, hey, like. No, I'm not calling you about anything about gym stuff, but hey, can you tell me the name of your podcast again? I'm about to follow it. I'm like, yeah, sure.
That's what's up, man. Out there doing some street work.
We got all of us interesting people. We out here, man. We all got theories on so much stuff. It's a lot of things.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are interested in a lot of the unknowns. It's just a lot of people, they hold it in because they don't want to be judged and stuff, so they like they keep their thoughts to themselves, even though like, man, they always wondered blah blah so and so, but they just kept it inside.
I'm starting to learn more people have conspiracies than not, because eventually, like, I meet people at different places. I've gone to weddings and different states, and I've traveled a lot last year, and I've met people who are like, well, you guys have a podcast? Y'all talk about that? Like, hey, have y'all talked about that? I'm like, yes. It's usually not a lot of people, but I always find at least one person who's...
They're like, damn, you guys talk about that weird stuff? Like, you still work full time?
You still got a job?
Like, damn, they know you do that? You go by code name? You know, because imagine you like fucking applying for a new job and they just, you know how jobs nowadays, they look up your name in social media, see how you act and shit and whatever.
Yeah.
Imagine if like you looked up our names and then we popped up like in the search for, you know, where your employer is actually trying to hire you, and then they come across one of our wild podcast episodes where we, I don't know, talking about eating ass on a mountain and shit or whatever.
I mean, we haven't been racist.
Yeah,
as long as we don't, racism is kind of like the get you fired line for the most part.
We're clear on that, and then we're clear on flat Earth.
As in, like,
you can't really call us crazy. We didn't even delve in there.
No, I think we
on camera.
On camera.
We never delved there.
Nah, man, nah.
That's Patreon stuff.
Yeah, if you want,
you gotta go to the paywall.
See us talk about flat Earth. Oh man, honestly, in hindsight, especially the way this world has gotten crazier, flat Earth ain't so bad, man. It really ain't so bad now.
Yeah, while the Pentagon is out here saying there's a mothership that's gonna be in our solar system, I was like, hold on, are they being serious or are they just playing with us?
Who knows? All
right, guys. So main topic for tonight. First topic for tonight, we're gonna be talking about souls entering the fetus on day 49 through the pineal gland. This is what scientists say. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, about how a scientist is saying, like, I think the soul enters the body at day 49, and I'm going to tell you why day 49, why it's so special.
Okay. I was wondering if it's like a special number.
Got receipts and everything, dude.
Let's go.
Stretching thousands of years ago, where now it's lining up with science, and science like, hold on.
Pump the brakes
a little bit. They're on to something back then. They knew something back then.
Uh-oh.
Then I got another topic about Canadian ex-minister confirms existence of aliens and Illuminati. This is a Canadian ex-minister, by the way. On his deathbed, I guess, because he's 94 years old, and now he's spilling the beans saying, yeah, they all exist. Illuminati exists. There's a power that's governing, like, pretty much the whole society. And aliens are real. They're like, and we've been in contact with them.
Hey.
And they're like, hey, why are you telling us this shit now? Because you're about to die?
You're being kind of loud about it. What's really going on?
You know, you still got family that we can take care of. It's like, I don't care.
I'm on my way out.
I'm out anyway. I'll just catch them on the other side. What topics you got?
I got I'm gonna talk about West Virginia. How they try to start a bill to, they try to push a bill to start child marriage.
What the fuck?
Crazy, man. Look, watch the government, people. Watch everything they do. They try to slash it in. They try to legalize child marriage. So I got that's one topic, and then
damn.
See, I got one for. I'm talking about how the WWE is actually trying to start legalize gambling for them for scripted events.
I'm confused.
So the WWE is trying to talk to certain, like some states in America to try to dip their toes into the gambling field. Like, you know, with all the other sports, they want to be a sport that's gambled on as well too, a scripted sport.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
So I got talking on that. I knew as soon as I got done reading this a couple days ago, I was like, oh, we gotta talk about this weird shit.
That's how people lose money.
Yes,
when it's scripted, because gambling is supposed to be on something that's not
chance,
scripted.
on chance type shit. But yeah, so we're gonna get into that, and then I think I was gonna talk about this. This new drug that's going around that's causing people to turn into zombies and making their skin fall off. It's called Tranq on the streets, kids. We're gonna talk about this
AKA
PSA.
Cordyceps.
Hey, right? Weird time for this to drop.
I take Cordyceps. I'm still here. Normal mode.
Normal mode.
But until that shit evolve,
Oh man, you gonna be patient zero.
Eat them all up.
I'm afraid you gonna jump on me now, man. Spread it.
Give me that neck vein.
Yes, I was talking about this new drug called it's a new zombie drug that's out in the streets right now. It's pretty crazy, man. And I had to look up some pictures to get it more context for the podcast, and it is horrifying what this does to people's skin. If you morbid like me and you want to look it up on Google, look it up. But it looks bad what it does to people's skin. And that's probably about it.
All right, so we're gonna have a jam-packed episode for you guys.
Yes.
Before we start, let me just use the restroom real quick, and then we're gonna start fresh.
Yeah.
You're back, and we're back. All right, so we're gonna talk about how the soul enters the fetus on day 49 through the pineal gland.
All right.
So a doctor named Rick Strassman, he's the author of The Spiritual Molecule. He proposed a fascinating hypothesis that the human soul incarnates into the body at the 7th week after conception, using like our pineal gland, which is located in the center of our head, as like the spirit conduit, and DMT, the molecule, as a catalyst for the soul coming into the fetus. This is a doctor talking about this, by the way.
A doctor, not some
doctor, scientist, yeah.
Not no pseudo doctor, just some
not a pseudo doctor,
not some fake ass.
You can call him a pseudo doctor now because he talks about like the DMT as being a spirit molecule. This is actually like a normal, regular doctor, went to school like all the other doctors, but then he got into like the study with DMT and the effects of DMT on the human brain, and what happens after you take DMT and hallucinate. So this doctor, he was curious about it, instead of being like a straight edge doctor saying, "Oh no, drugs or whatever is bad," but they never actually experienced it for themselves. So he took a DMT trip, and he had an amazing experience where he was like, "This gotta be real. Like it feels more real than this reality, and it feels like he's like talking to entities who are like way beyond our own understanding."
Yeah.
And then it made him feel like at home.
I was like,
home.
I'm home.
Yeah, and he had an amazing experience off of like this psychedelic, and like a kind of like a God experience. Like it was almost like, well, it feels like you're really talking to something that's far more greater than what we can even understand here. It's something we just can't understand, but if you go through it, you'll be like, okay,
I get
this
it.
is not everything. What we're seeing with our own eyes is not
just everything we touch and
there's
feel.
Just way more to it. Then this is where I guess he dabbled into that, and then he got into like the spiritual aspects of like everything, how everything works.
Yeah.
So then he's starting to think like, maybe this whole soul thing, it is real. And the reason why he's saying like the soul enters the body at like week 7 was because like if you look at when the baby is being developed in the womb, on the 7th week, that's when the pineal gland starts to appear. And like our pineal gland is like it's what holds like the DMT.
Yeah.
Because our own body produces DMT like in the pineal gland naturally. So they're saying like DMT, when you die, it's like it opens
released,
up, and then you take a trip to the other side. So that's what's crazy about like this whole thing, was that on the 7th week is when you can actually see the pineal gland actually forming.
And so with the 7th week is like that's when it first appears, and that means like something's entering it.
Yeah, and that's why he's saying like when the pineal glands appear, his own theory is that okay, this is when the soul enters the body now, because the pineal gland is known to carry like the DMT, and the DMT is like the gateway to like the other realm.
Okay.
The DMT is like the catalyst, kind of like the
gateway,
tunnel.
Yeah.
And then they send the soul to the body.
And then once it's over, once the body is destroyed, it opens up and like sends it out. Like, I mean, like the human body's done, like just destroyed.
Oh, like when you die?
Yeah, when you die, when it's destroyed, blown up or whatever, it's just like
your soul moves on,
just bounces out.
Yeah.
Man, it's just also all right. So before the 49th day, what are you considered as? Like
just a shell,
just a
baby shell.
Damn.
But it doesn't have a soul yet, so it doesn't have no personality or nothing yet.
So how many people are walking around this earth that maybe not their soul got lost in traffic and it was late, and they're walking around nothing? Can you exist without it?
I don't know. I think
I have so many questions. Oh my god!
I mean, if you're walking around like in public, you'd notice you come across like some people who are like kind of like more robotic than human. Mm-hmm. No emotion really, or if they're hiding or suppressing it or whatever. But
they're trying to fake it.
Something is off with some people to where like it doesn't feel like this person's authentic. You know, you ever get feelings like that sometimes?
That disconnect between
like they don't feel
like, hey, hello.
They're like, oh, it's not human like. So I was like, I know we come across people like that like every single day. You're walking past them like, and then you just wonders like, it doesn't really feel like a person.
Yeah, something's a little off. A friend of mine a couple of weeks ago, she met a guy, and the guy that she met, long story short, they went on some kind of group trip or whatever with each other. She didn't know the guy, but when they got to another location, and they was gonna go out to eat or whatever, he like asked her like, "Hey, you want to come over stay at my place tonight?" Randomly, but she's like, it was so like off-putting and so weird because kind of like, I don't even know you. What makes me think I'm gonna just go to your house and stay the night with you? But since something was off with him, like a normal person wouldn't do that. Like without like, you don't know, he doesn't know me and I don't know him, but something is off with them. And in my brain, when she said that, I was like, he might be just empty. Like just like, because most humans will have that like that maybe that weird that actual connection type of way of where you know the difference of like how to approach certain situations, how to be human, I guess. And sometimes it's telling how some people move.
Did she end up going?
No. She's like, hell no. She's like, I think he's a serial killer. I'm like, so
yeah. You watch enough those documentaries,
it's enough, man.
That should keep you on your toes.
Oh hell yeah.
But yeah, so here's like another like a reason why he's starting to think like the 7th week of when it's when the body actually receives the soul. It actually corresponds to like the book of the dead, the Ben Book of the Dead.
Okay.
Which is like a book that was written, is an ancient Buddhist book that was written in the 8th century.
Oof.
And if you guys don't know the 8th century, this is like over 1,300 years ago. This one is the rumor when the book was first composed. Okay. So the Book of the Dead is basically like, it's like it provides guidance for the deceased during the state of being between death and birth. So it's basically like a book trying to guide like the living after like they died. Like try to guide them like, after they died and guide them to the afterlife.
Yeah, it's like a guide to it. I know like in a lot of cultures where you have to cross like the river Styx and all this other stuff to either go to hell or different paths you got to take to get to wherever you're going to. So I can kind of see that.
Yeah, so it's like a cycle, like rebirth cycle. So it helps you transcend from like this reality into like the next realm, and then into like a state of being like rebirth. So in the Book of the Dead, the Ben Book of the Dead, they're saying like on the 7th week, 49 days after conception, this is where the soul actually enters the baby's body. And this is written in a book over 1,000 years ago. How would they even know, like, because that sounds like something like really wild without knowing like the scientific part of it. But if you fast forward to today, you can actually like pinpoint when the pineal gland is actually being formed, like in the baby's head, is on the 7th week. So then that makes sense because the 7th week, because now we have the science that proves that the pineal gland is formed after 7 weeks. Yeah, we can go back, look at that book, and they said the same shit. How the soul enters the body, and then this is where the doctor comes in. He's like, hey, I'm a doctor, and I took DMT before, and I know that the human brain creates DMT like through like the pineal gland. He was like, dude, this might be like the point where the soul do enter the body.
So if what he's saying is true, and I believe this guy too, with his experience with DMT, and that's where it comes through, then if you match it up with the Book of the Dead,
it's the same thing.
It's the same thing now. So it's all connected.
Yeah, because it's like, that's like the most like sacred part like of our human body is the pineal gland. Because it does hold that DMT, the little crystal and shit. So
that's the doorway.
And DMT is what makes you hallucinate. It makes you trip out, and you go through your realm into like the world, wherever your soul travels through.
What if for us it's tripping out? But what if it's just normal? That's just how that's the reality of it. It's just,
it is normal
for us. For us to be tripping out, but it's like this is the most natural state of being, I guess.
Yeah, and I think it's normal. Like, I mean, if you die, then you're able to, have like near-death experience. Because, when people, they do die, and then they have the near-death experience, the DMT is actually released, and they're actually going through something. Because they'll come back alive. They'll come back alive, and they have these wild-ass stories about what happened.
Shit.
So they really did had an experience on the other side while that DMT was being released. And you could actually take DMT without actually dying. Because they made it synthetically because somebody figured out the chemicals.
Just go for a visit.
Yeah, they're like, hey, we know how to make DMT. You know that stuff that's produced in the head? We know how to make it now.
It's like
and you can get all the ingredients from Home Depot.
What if it's like a... what if it's like the equivalent to like a human going like on a trip to go see family?
It's like that.
It's like, but it's like when you take DMT, it's like your true self is gonna go see home for a little bit. You gotta come back here because you gotta. We're in prison here or some shit, but you gotta eventually come back here. It's just a little escapism, but it sounds like the guy figured out, hey, this being that's inside of us, we created something that can give you like a temporary escape plan for a little bit without actually going that far to destroying your body, you know.
Yeah, this is why like they're saying how psychedelic trips are like really powerful on like the psyche, on anybody who like doesn't believe in it or whatever. After they take it, it completely changes like their life around. If they were doing so much stuff that's just not good for like their own life or whichever direction they're taking.
Yeah.
Usually after they take a trip where they have a real profound, you know, psychedelic adventure with whatever they saw, most times, like 9 times out of 10, they completely change their lives, or like their whole life around. Because basically it almost feels like you did die, but you're seeing everything that you could have done different, but then you get to come back to this life and try again. And that's why they feel like, oh shit, I got another chance. I can still change. I can still make changes. It's not too late. And then this is when people, they start kicking bad habits with drugs, alcohol and stuff. And then they start like,
because they've already experienced
I don't need all that stuff. Like, let me try to change my life around now. Or, you know, like usually when people have like effects like that, that's when you know, like, hey, there's something more to this. And I think science and doctors and stuff, they need to look into it more and not just call this drug like one of those woo-woo crazy party drugs or whatever that's gonna make you go psycho.
Like shift it into like a way of an actual human experience, because that's what it is really, normally. I mean, that's really what it is.
Yeah, it's if you feel lost, completely lost, no guidance, you don't know your path, maybe you should venture into something that's like far out where you don't have no control. Like, this is not for everybody, like, but I would say like anybody who's, you know, that hits the wall where you just don't know anymore.
Yeah, like, where do I go?
I would say like, okay, what's the worst that can happen? You can go to therapy, pay for therapy, try to get help there. If that doesn't help you, what's the next step? There's a lot of steps that you guys can take to try to help yourself. But it starts with you. You have to be the one to do it.
All the time, man. Yeah, that starts from within. And man, see, this, all right. And like you said before, like how, like a type of reincarnation thing. What if it's one of the things where you went left instead of right, and then this happened, and now you're getting thrown back into the same cycle again of weird time, of your respawn point of, okay,
like when you reincarnate.
Yeah, that's like every moment you feel like you're about to die, but you survived, is a moment where you did die at some other timeline, and it's like you get that sixth sense of like, okay, an instinct, maybe you
like you've been through it before.
Yeah, like you already been through, and that's why like it's like a second instinct would keeps you out of danger type of thing.
Yeah, I think that's like one of the things that, you know, like we're going through our daily life, and then we come across like some things where it feels like deja vu, like you've been here, you've seen it already, like it happened, because you can feel it. It's only like muscle memory.
Yeah.
But then you're trying to get like a glimpse of like, hey, didn't this shit happen? There's a lot of theories behind that. I think because my theory is that, you know, if it's true that we reincarnate when we're not finished with our task here, we go through like the life again, and then we repeat whatever process until we get done with whatever video game we're playing.
Yeah. Have you ever seen this movie called Boss Level? I think it's called Boss Level. It's on Hulu. Damn good movie, man. So it's about this hitman, right? He wakes up one morning, and then he like some dude runs up in his apartment or some shit, and like fucking just shoots him and kills him.
Damn.
And then he wakes up again like, oh shit. And the guy runs in again, shoots him and kills him. And then when the guy runs in again, he's like, okay, I'll get the gun from him, and then fights him. Then a helicopter shows up and then shoots up the apartment and then kills him. So then he wakes up again and he's like, okay, stop the guy. Then the guy do this and then take out the helicopter and da-da-da. But he has to find like he's like in this weird like
a loop,
like this time loop thing.
Groundhog loop.
Yeah, it's like, but it's almost like he's constantly being reincarnated every time he's getting killed, but basically he has to figure out like, okay, I gotta kill this assassin, then do this, but he has to figure out like everybody's move to get to the final boss of like whoever's trying to kill him. It's so good, man.
That's probably like the most extreme way you can explain.
That's the most explain.
Something like happening or whatever. Because maybe like in a lot of lifetimes, like we did make that wrong left turn, then that left turn happens to be like you get hit by a truck or whatever.
Yeah, say like if you're somebody who likes to drink or whatever, and then you just never turned it off in one reality, and you just let it consume you, and then that was your reality. Now in this world that you're living in, you're like, okay, maybe let me take it back a little bit from drinking and focus on other stuff. And it's like, hey, I'm getting like a little sensation of I've done this before and it didn't go right, and I'm gonna try the other path. I don't know. That's just me. I don't know. I'm a huge fan of the multiverse type stuff. So. But no, so what was the connection with the 49?
49 days is when the
49 days from the 7. Also 7 weeks, 49 days.
Yeah,
okay.
From the day she gets pregnant.
Okay, gotcha.
49 days from when she gets pregnant is when the penis gland shows up.
Okay.
That's pretty much like, beep, all right. And then whoever in charge of giving that baby a soul, they're like, all right, the baby's ready, send the soul in. And it's like a soul that's already been through life maybe thousands of times already. But now, like, the soul's like, all right, I gotta take this Earth class again. Send it.
Soul's like, who was I assigned?
Baby's in the body's like, or skin check. All right. Oh, I'm white. Oh, okay.
I win. I win.
And then being born in a dumpster.
Oh, you failed.
Mom is like a meth head.
Oh.
Maybe that's like the cheat code, because nobody wants to like take Earth class, so their cheat code is actually being born like with parents who are like druggies, because they know like the druggies either gonna abort you or throw you in the trash.
Yeah.
And sure, it's rough in the beginning, but you
gotta overcome it.
You end that game quick. They're like, oh,
I'm in and out.
Oh, I'm back here. Sweet. I just needed to experience that, and it was rough. Next class.
Now I wonder if this rules just apply for humans, or is it all like life, like animals too? Like,
well, I think there's a soul in everything.
A soul in everything. So it's like, oh shit, I gotta be a fucking dog this year. Like,
no, it's your soul, the one that wants to be the dog.
Oh, the soul wants to be the soul. They want to be what they going.
Yeah, usually souls were like when they're going into like animals and stuff. These are new souls.
Okay,
like young souls. They don't want to experience like the human life yet, because they're like, oh, that's too hard. They gotta pay bills. They gotta
pay bills in traffic.
Yeah, they gotta fucking cover their ass and shit. They're like, can I be a golden retriever? Put me in a dog body. Like, cool. All right, you get to be a dog.
In fact, we'll give you to a rich family.
Or they say like random animal pick.
Bing. You're a pit bull that eats a child eventually.
Fire ant queen.
Oh, damn.
Okay. Sure. Let's go. And then all these powders are like being thrown on you.
Getting killed?
Yeah.
By human?
You take the powder, you take it back to the main crib. Everybody eats it. You murder the whole family.
It's horrible.
They're like, yeah, I'm done. Let me be a butterfly next time.
Yeah, being human is hard, but I'd rather be the dominant species on Earth than anything else. We got bombs.
Yeah, we got a thumb too.
We got thumbs. Thumbs are super essential, man.
All right, so that's the story.
All right.
It's interesting, right?
That was good, man. That was good. That had my brain bouncing around a lot.
Because it adds up, like for the signs and then for like the Tibetan Book of the Dead. They're on the same page.
Yeah, and also too, I had this weird thing when I was driving over here, and I was thinking about this topic, and I was just thinking that, hey, what if the soul is just like a genderless being of energy?
It is.
And while some people may just have like this, while a lot of people have this type of feeling of where like, hey, I don't belong in this body. Like, this ain't what I was assigned to as a gender or whatever. Like, maybe it might be on a deeper level than what we even considering sometimes,
Or maybe like in a past life, like the person that was born into that body, like they treated somebody that was different in their past life, to where they treated them like different so bad to where they actually had regrets about it. So when that person passed, they end up being born into like a body where the gender, it didn't align with what he thought.
Oh.
So it was like a dude trapped in a girl's body, but he's getting to experience
what
it's like to be like, like a person being born like that and then being attacked by like somebody else. So he could experience on the other end how experienced to get hate from that side.
Oh.
So think about it like that.
Yeah. This is anime I watched a while ago. It's called, I can't remember. I think it's called like Tanya the Evil, but it's about like this rich like CEO of a corporation, right? He gets shoved in front of a train. I'm assuming I think in the beginning of the anime, like the very beginning, he fires an employee. He fires his ass like, yeah, you suck or whatever, and CEO fires him, and then he's like goes onto the train station in Japan, and he's standing at the tracks, or he's standing at the platform, and the employee he just fired shoves him in front of a train.
Damn.
Falls in front of a train, gets killed. But then when he wakes up, he's in the body of a little girl in like World War II or some shit.
Damn.
And he's like this little girl, and this little girl still remembers who she was before, and she still has that same like dickhead CEO energy in World War II, but she's like a fucking psychopath. But it's like this this crazy person that's put into the body of a child, and it gets into all like a lot of like fantasy stuff or whatever too within it. But long story short, basically throughout the stories that they learn to like, hey, like I've been a dickhead this whole time, and I'm in charge of this military, and I'm just throwing lives out there to fight this battle, but I need to take a step back because I'm pretty mean. Like,
Yeah.
it's really deep on it. It's really deep. I liked it.
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
Yeah, it goes in a direction I was like, okay, this is. I was not expecting this at all.
Yeah, there was like this other book I read like a while ago where they're talking about people who had like past life regressions where they're being under like hypnosis, right? And then they actually wake up like a subconscious in them that was like that can actually tell them about past lives and stuff. So this was like I think it was like a gay black man, right? But his past life, he was like a slave owner. He was like a white slave owner who owned slaves, and how he treated slaves was like so bad and shit. Like, like he didn't care, like whatever. Like when they were done with them, he just killed them and stuff.
Yeah.
But then like on his deathbed, he felt like, he felt so bad about it, like so much guilt and stuff, And then he died, and then now he was being reborn into like a black male that was gay.
Oh,
and
man.
Now he's experiencing how it is on that end,
You better get it bad.
So I was like, damn, like if that's true, like I think that's how it is. You get to see it on both ends, and like the people who like do a lot of like bad stuff, like how they say you're going to hell. Like I don't think you go to hell, but I feel like you do go somewhere to where you actually get to feel like what you did on like this earth to like other people, how you treat them. You're gonna get to feel how it feels like on the other end, and then you go through that experience and like, oh,
lesson.
This was what it was like when you were doing so and so to so and so, and then you get to feel all that, and then that's where you feel all the guilt and all the shame, and then that's your personal hell, and then you go through that before your soul get cleansed, and you're like, all right, let's try this again. And then I hope and pray my soul do the right thing.
Get this right this time.
So you get reborn into this world. And then, you're going through your life, like wondering what the hell is life all about and shit. It could be as simple as just go through your life, man. Show love and shit. Don't be fucking with other people.
Yeah, man. Just because and a lot of this too is just, I don't know, so much evil out there in this world, but a lot of stuff comes from misunderstanding.
Yeah. And the stuff that you could just talk it out to understand.
I think conversation can help out a whole lot of shit. And there's some people who just completely straight up evil, who's kind of like, man, you're the one that's gonna be here if there aren't. I'm not a biblical person, but these people who aren't learning from their experiences, no matter how many times we've been here, they're gonna be one stuck here for the rapture. Because like if it was from a biblical sense of where everybody leaves and then everybody
all
who
bad people stay.
Yeah, everybody who just couldn't pass the class gets stuck and. You're done.
Imagine it was like that easy.
I wish.
Abracadabra.
You're stuck.
It's like, oh shit, the whole earth's there. Well, they all bad.
Damn.
Yeah, like everybody on earth, like they all done something bad. That's why that doesn't even make sense for that. Like, oh, who's the most goody two-shoe get to go to heaven? No.
Yeah,
that doesn't even.
It's a very simplified way of thinking.
Yeah, I was like, come on, man, get that shit out of here. Everybody stole ice cream before.
Something.
Or whatever. They did something.
Shoplifted something.
Poked somebody's butthole. You did something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Not the kink shame, if that's what people are into.
Ate a horse beep. But yeah, everybody, they did something.
Yeah. Life. You just gotta learn from it and try to get better. Shit.
Yeah.
Try to be better.
Like, don't mess with people. Like, if you think about it, think about what you can do. Like, either what your actions is gonna help them, or make things better. Don't. If you know that your action is gonna cause something to go bad, why would you want to do that?
True.
Especially if, like, you don't like somebody. Like, all right, I'm gonna sabotage this person. Think about that. Okay, you're gonna sabotage them, and what is your main goal? To make that other person feel miserable?
All right.
Well, then how does that make you feel?
Would you want to be treated like that?
It's just like, oh, that's my goal. I made them feel like shit. I did it. But at the end of the day, you're like, damn.
What did I gain from it?
What did I gain from it? Nothing.
Just more time on my sentence. That's all it is. Just more time on my karmic sentence.
Keep adding those little notches to your karma belt.
Your ass is gonna be here forever, all eternity.
Yeah.
I gotta run the restroom though.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back, guys, for next topic.
Yes.
We're back. And we're back with the next topic for the night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's talk about some perv shit.
Perv.
Yes. All right, so we're going to talk about West Virginia senators reject bill to ban child marriage. So West Virginia was trying to slip in a bill to start child marriage, guys. And it lost. It narrowly lost with a 9-8 vote, which means 9 people were against it, 8 people were for it.
What's crazy is that who are the kids that's coming forward saying, we need to get married too? Where are these kids at?
Nobody, because now they're trying to have it to where...
are you saying like the adults wanted to get married with children? Or children?
If the kid wants to get married, because it was trying to... The people that wanted this sick bill basically wanted to where the parents are the consensual adults. If... I'm guessing if their child wants to get married to someone else, like the parent will be the deciding factor if the kid gets married. So basically, this is like some shit you would see in like very like religious ran countries that this is strictly where they just kind of let men do what the hell they want and get any kid they want and marry whoever they want, no matter what age. And man, it's crazy as hell. But yeah, so the bill was voted down. Says in West Virginia, children as young as 16 can. And this is right now, guys. Right now in West Virginia, children as young as 16 can currently marry with parental consent. With those under 16, must request a waiver from a judge. So if you're under 16, you got to get a special waiver from a judge.
But it's still possible.
But it's still possible to go around it. This was trying, I think, kind of trying to push aside the whole.
Basically, like, them getting married to these kids at this age is just making it okay for them to have a relationship with them. With
an adult, yes. This is opening the door for a whole lot of sick shit.
So, like, when they do whatever they're doing, they'll be like, hey, it's legal. What are you going to do, arrest me? So it's almost like that green light where they can...
It's the law. Hey, y'all can judge me all y'all want, but guess what? I ain't going to jail.
But I think this is why the Philippines were, like, very popular back then. Because I think the legal age of consent in the Philippines was like 12 or something.
Oh my God.
For a long time until they actually passed a law like recently, maybe within a year.
I can't even understand the concept of why somebody would want somebody else. Like if you're an adult, it's got to be like a control thing. Because me as an adult, why would I want somebody that so damn young? And I'm not even talking about somebody who's like 18. I would even want that. I don't even want, you got to be like probably 30 or at max,
or about 40
or something. You know, like why would somebody as a grown adult would want somebody that young unless to control them? But
I don't know. You got to think like whatever is being processed in their head is different from like regular society.
True.
Or maybe something they've been like suppressing or whatever. But you got to think back in the days with the pagan rituals and stuff, what they were doing. With the Greeks and stuff, they were dabbling into little children way back then.
Shit, man.
Like this was like a norm. So you would think like fast forward to today, that same thing is still running through the blood of like a lot of people that's out here.
They're still on that savage shit.
Women, they're still on that. I smell something young. I want the young one. I don't want the old saber-tooth tiger.
Yeah,
her molecules are dying.
Yeah, that's like recently. You heard about the two teachers?
Dead cells on her skin.
Like, oh, it's too old for me.
I need new cells,
new blood.
Yeah,
it's like the two teachers that recently, the two female teachers who one got pregnant by a student.
Damn.
And the other one was like a lunch lady.
That boy fertile.
But yeah, she's like, but both of them slept with like 13-year-olds or whatever. And it's, my brain's like, they can't buy you a drink. They're not gonna, like, when you get with somebody, naturally you want to be with somebody that you can relate to on some level, and
basically procreate to make a family, right?
yeah, not even that, not even having a family, but like if you're in love with somebody, and some people who I know, I have friends who are married and them and their wives don't want to have kids. They're just like, they just want each other, but it's like they have a good bonding with each other and they fulfill each other's needs and all that. What the fuck need you get out of a child? They can't buy you a drink. They can't go see a rated R movie. They can't pick you up when you want to get drunk. They can't be your designated driver.
You know what it is?
What?
It might be just because of their innocence.
And you know what I'm saying? It's a very predatorial type of shit.
And then they
want
to take that.
Very predatorial.
Yeah.
Very.
It might be as simple as that.
Yeah, and then it's nothing. Yeah.
Like, oh, you want ice cream? You sure? You sure you don't want this vagina?
You sure?
You sure you don't want to get me pregnant? The kid's like, man, I don't even know how you get pregnant. We didn't do sex ed yet.
I'm only in 5th grade.
But that's crazy. So a teacher got pregnant by like a 13-year-old kid?
Yeah, and then I saw another story about some lady got knocked up.
Disgusting, man.
So some lunch lady who was
a lunch lady?
Yeah, for real. Hey.
You could barely get them to serve us lunch. Like,
Do you know
where are they at, though?
In the back smoking a cigarette.
God damn.
In the back smoking a cigarette. Yeah, so West Virginia was trying to pass this damn child marriage bill. And mind you guys, this is why in the household I grew up in with my mother and my grandmother occasionally, they would always tell me, like, hey, always keep your eye on politics, because the second you try to ignore it, they're going to try to slide weird shit in there. Because a lot of them are they're no different from any other pervert you see on the street. They just happen to be in politics. They're no different from any other racist you might see on the street. They just happen to be in politics. And just grew up in a household I grew up in. My mother and grandmother always told me, like, keep your eye on politics, because the second they try to start back slavery, they're going to do it. And these people, like, there's people in politics who have the most illest intentions, and they're not in there for the good of anybody. They're not doing this shit for nobody but them selfish selves and trying to push this bill, because these people are usually sick and like themselves too. And a lot of these politicians, these same politicians, I guarantee you, that was trying to push this child marriage bill are the same ones who run around calling teachers who are gay groomers and getting mad at the cross-dress community and LGBT community and calling all that community groomers. And they're the first ones who want to try to start this shit. And then eventually, because politics is what it is, eventually a lot of these politicians who try to push these bills or who are really anti-gay and stuff, eventually you find out they're fucking weirdos themselves, even more so than the people they're going after. Mm-hmm. It's like a lot of projection going on. Like, there's a guy recently who, actually last year, he spray painted on a school, in front of a school he worked at, because he was a librarian. He spray painted groomers on the front of the school he worked at. Because I guess it might have been a gay teacher that worked there, I'm assuming, or something. But they just recently found out when they went through his house after they locked him up for that, he had child pornography in his house.
Damn.
And he had a shit ton of child pornography in his house. And he was a school librarian in that same school he spray painted groomers on. So it's like a weird projection thing right now. These people who are really trying their hardest to press like against like these the LGBT community and call them groomers.
They probably got the most.
They're fucking the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst.
It's usually like that.
It is psychotic. It's like some weird psychotic shit now.
It's crazy how it plays out like that.
Yeah, it's like projection. Like
somebody who barks the loudest probably got the most skeletons
all the time, man.
Yeah, you gotta watch like who's barking the loudest.
It's very strange.
Like, what are you fucking hiding?
You put a lot of energy into stopping these people from living, but then you trying to pass these weird bills so you can benefit from it. And politics is when you watch politics long enough, it's horrifying. You start realizing who these people are, and then fuck that shit. But yeah, West Virginia. Thank God there was nine thinking brains that helped pass this bill. Stop this bill. But 8 people voted for it, so it was very close. So there's 8 politicians that actually wanted this shit to happen. And but yeah, that's it for that story.
Yeah, I can't believe that's the thing.
Yeah.
All right, well, moral of that story, watch your librarians.
Yes.
Watch your damn librarians. Are you checking in, checking out? Checking in. Wink.
Wink. Let me see your Dewey Decimal System.
Got that Moby Dick story. Yeah, that book has been checked out. All right, moving on. All right, so Canadian ex-minister confirms existence of aliens and Illuminati.
Hey.
All right, so a 94-year-old Canadian politician, Paul Hellyer, has come out saying that that the organization is indeed real and powerful.
Hey.
This is him on his deathbed. Like, I can barely move. It's like, Illuminati, real. Aliens, real. Powerful.
He just checked out.
Yeah.
He said it right in his deathbed.
Yeah. So Hellyer claimed that the members of Illuminati have the required technology to reverse climate change, but they keep it a secret to financially boost the petroleum industry. Hellyer has become the highest ranking government official worldwide to openly state that he believes the existence of a secret group that controls the world affairs of economy. The members of the Illuminati range from politics, business, and the entertainment industry, along with many others.
Your whole life.
So out of like a lot of the people that work in politics, he is the highest ranking one in the government that actually whistleblow.
What country was this?
Is in Canada.
Canada, okay.
Like with his ranking, like, because nobody at a rank that high would do some whistleblowing like this. He's like with his level and stuff, like, oh shit, like if you think like the guy like has like a stature ranking like this high, like why is he talking like this if it's not true?
Right.
So they're like, okay, this guy, he been in the game already. Like why would he make this up for what? The dude is already done, you know. So he's saying all that shit is real. He's saying that in the 1960s, like they had members like in Illuminati with stake in the oil industry, like across like the whole globe from the 1960s. They all had their hand in the whole oil industry.
Okay, so
even though they had technology to, you know, have that free energy stuff, that was technology given to us by like the aliens.
Yeah.
But they're like, cool, aliens, thank you for your PowerPoint presentation, but we're gonna go through we're gonna go through this route. We're gonna take the rough route, and then we're gonna, you know, sell oil to these people, like, and then they're just gonna keep buying oil, and we're gonna do energy the hard way.
It's real shit. That was a good analogy. That's exactly how it went down.
Aliens like,
we try to help you.
God damn it. You know what's crazy? How people, they're thinking about like with aliens and stuff, like, oh, they're the bad guys. Like, if they're the bad guys, like, this shit would have been done and over with, right?
True.
You want to know the real story?
Right.
The real story about aliens?
What's up?
This whole planet, has been theirs the whole time. It's not our planet. It's their planet. And they were the one that...
They planted us here, yeah.
They made us and stuff. And they're just trying to fucking help us. They're like, dude, we're fucking trying to fucking help you guys. Why the fuck you guys barking and biting so hard?
Yeah.
And then you guys want to make all these movies saying like aliens are so bad and shit.
Yeah.
They're like, stop with the narrative, dude. Like, we're not trying to take over no planet. Like, this planet's already ours already from the beginning. Yeah, we're trying to help you motherfuckers chill the hell out, and then help you guys fucking go into like the next existence, because you guys just arguing all the time, fighting all the time. And think of them like as like our parents, and we're just biting our parents because we don't believe our parents.
They're the overseer, man.
We think like our parents trying to take our life away, but the parents like, dude, if we wanted to do that, we could have done that so easy because we were here way before you guys.
We're your gods.
We're trying to help you guys because you guys like are us. You guys are like a piece of us. Like, we're helping you.
What is this, like these UFOs going around planting beings on different planets and just trying to, you know, start some type of civilization on other planets, and then they come back here, and like you said, when the aliens return and they see us, they're like, oh my god, they made a movie about us and they hate us. Like, how they hate?
Damn, Independence Day, that shit was lit.
They seem to worship some white guy that was born in the desert. What is going on here, man?
Like, damn, they make us look aggressive.
Like, blow up the planet. Except for that one movie. What's that movie? I always want to call it Signs. That's not the damn name of the movie, though. The language movie, when they had to, like, it's probably like the most peaceful resolution of an alien movie. With the chick. And then Arrival, yes, which you had to learn the language and stuff.
There's a soundtrack on that movie, so powerful, dude.
Really? I gotta listen to it.
Yeah.
I love movie soundtracks.
There's no like vocals or nothing to it, but
I love it. That's the best ones, man. Instrumentals.
It's Arrival. Katie Long was good.
Katie Long, you showed up before we closed up shop. You're good.
Yeah, we got like 10 stories left.
Yes. But yeah, that Arrival is one of the movies. Every time I only watched it once, but every time I think about it, I'm like, that is like, I'm hoping that is the most realistic version we can get out of whenever they show up.
Yeah, but
and we try to communicate, not blow them up.
They did make like alien life like seem like kind of like not
hostile, man.
Like not really understand humans, but like with the alien life, like the true alien life,
we don't understand them.
They're us, but like far more
advanced, man.
Advanced, and because dude, it's like your parents that made you.
Mm-hmm.
How are you gonna bite your own parents?
That's
like they're just like different races of aliens. Like for example, like the gray aliens the little ones.
Yeah,
those are like they're designed like that for a reason, just to do a job. Like as like you just made like a humanoid just to do a job on Earth, like to collect samples, whatever. They'd have no emotion. How how everybody described them when they get abducted. They're like, yeah, these aliens have no emotion. They have no clothes. They're just big eyes or whatever. It's like, yeah, they're created like that. They actually don't even have a soul. They're actually created just to do a job. So if you were able to capture one or whatever, hook him up to like some wires and shock him to get some answers, you're not gonna most likely you're not gonna get nothing, because it's just a worker bee.
No, it's like you gotta orders.
It's like catching a bumblebee and putting him on like a fucking
catching an ant.
Trying to catch a bumblebee line and shit. He's like, dude, I'm just a worker, man.
Katie Long says the original Rival was much better. I didn't even know there was an original one. Now I gotta watch that. Yeah,
a lot of these alien movies are all remakes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Katie Long says District 9 Part 2 is coming out. Don't know if you boys mentioned it. No, it is not. I've been waiting for a District 9 Part 2 since
2005.
Is that when it came out? District 9?
No.
I saw it in theaters, and I loved that movie so much.
It's supposed to be a Halo movie.
That's what it's supposed to be?
But they scrapped it, and then they changed it to District 9.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit. I'm glad they did. I'm glad they did scrap that Halo idea. So District 9 is such a... Man, it shows you how awful humans are to even creatures outside of... Not only say creatures, from beings outside this planet.
Bob says, then they got bright beings in robes. She's talking about the aliens.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it's just, that shit sounds stupid. Yeah, the Halo thing. Yeah, I'm not with it. I'm glad they changed it. District 9 was awesome. I've been waiting for a sequel for a long time. That is a movie they easily could have made a sequel out of, especially how it ended. I always thought they was going to make a sequel, and it just never happened. Amazing movie, though.
All right, so back to the story.
Oh yeah.
All right, so Hellier, he describes the Illuminati as the cabal, the hidden hand, that lectures their word across the whole globe. He says that you gotta have a secret cabal that's actually running the world, and they manage to keep technology under wraps until they can cash out in trillions of oil assets that they got. Hellier, this guy, he's not like new to all the conspiracy stuff. Like he says, like the whole U.S. government been in contact with alien species since like the 1960s.
Oh shit.
He says that the former defense minister also claims that at least 4 alien species have visited Earth. So it's not
Since
just
then?
one species. Yeah, it's like since like the 1960s. Like he can confirm that there's 4 different alien species that visited Earth.
Oh shit.
And there's like a lot of claims with like other high-ranking politician where they're saying that they did contact with different alien beings from like planets, like for example like Venus or whatever, but they were all different races of aliens because they all look different. Some they got like the eyes is like a little far spread out and stuff. Maybe there's like the Palladians or whatever, but mostly like they came down here to, I guess, give a helping hand and see if people, the Earthlings, would say, hey, we're gonna take this helping hand and we're gonna try to make Earth better. But then still, you know how on Earth we still got free will, we could do whatever.
Yeah.
They're just hoping that we make the right choice, like for humanity, like as a whole.
And let them figure this out. We can't hold their hand.
They realize, even though after all these tries they've been doing for a long time, like they realize, damn, these humans, no matter what we do, like the greed overpowers like the goodness
every time, man,
of like humanity. And
every time
I think that's, it's hard for like us to even advance like that. If
it slows everything down, man,
it slows like the whole process. So then
whatever utopia we trying to reach is going to take a hell of a lot longer when people get greedy. It takes so much longer. Katie Long says All our technology, medicine, GMO production all stem from the late 60s. Yeah, what's up with that? Like the 50s and 60s seem like there's been this time period of where the science period, you know what I'm saying? That was
where
like
where the all this revolutionary like things came out from was after like World War II. It's like almost like they got into contact with something with technology, and then everything is like a boom, you know, like a boom of technology all around the world, like after World War II. And then we started having like computers and then stuff, you know, automated machinery doing things automatically. They're like, holy shit. And then fast forward to today, you can't even recognize anything from like even 40 years ago.
Man, hell no.
With like all this wireless technology, all these computers communicating at lightning speed.
40 years ago, people's brains were exploding over getting a telephone on their kitchen wall, like with a cord. That was 40. That was, oh my God, we got a telephone in the kitchen. We eventually answer machines. That was like a huge thing in households, and then
that was a huge thing.
It was massisse. Oh shit, the tape ran out.
Thank you for calling the Jones house. Leave a message, and we'll get right back with you.
You gotta flip the tape over, and then because there's no cassette tape.
Yeah.
As long as there's we're stagnant now. Hell yeah.
I think so. I think for the last, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years, I think like technology hit like plateaued. I think
it's because like when the human race seems like to be the only thing, the people that control a lot of technology seem to. I can't explain this. I feel like we're hitting a wall because everything's being invested in killing, and I don't think anything's being invested into like, I don't know, betterment of the planet. I think there's more tools being designed to kill than it is to help people. You can only kill people so many ways. What can we do to help? There's probably a million different ways, probably more than anything you can do to kill. So I think that's why we're hitting a wall. When everybody's trying to be greedy, you're hitting a wall. Like, that's just me though. We need to figure out something next, because I feel like on so many levels we are hitting a technological wall of.
Yeah, that mean like we, the normal people, we have to do something about it. We can't wait on like the big hand to do something.
I don't know.
Because whatever the big hand is doing is not in our favor. It's in their favor.
Oh, all the time, man.
It's whatever they want like to happen. They're like, all right, now they can have a PS2.
now they're ready.
Yeah, it was like that. Like now they can have a 8-track recorder. Give it to them slowly, Billy. Slow it down.
Bits and pieces. We can't give them wirelessly yet.
Slow it down. How about fiber optics cable? Nah, shut the fuck up.
What are you talking about?
Shut the hell up, Dylan, with your fiber optics bullshit. They can't handle that right now. They could barely like process like a regular
typewriter
snail mail. They could barely put a stamp on an envelope. You want to give them like fiber optics, like run like gigabytes of information through like a little glass tube.
They won't even be ready in 2023. What are you talking about? Just calm down. Man.
How about Neuralinks?
That's like 2075 type shit.
That's installed organically, get this, through bananas. So anybody that ate a banana in 2023, they're going to have a Neuralink chip installed into their brain, and we're going to have access to every single thought that every single citizen who ate a banana in 2023 is going to be thinking about.
Have you eaten a banana?
Yep.
Not me. I've not eaten a banana at all this year.
I ate about, I don't know, 12 dozens.
I have yet to eat a banana this year. I've yet to eat one. I've been eating like plums, man. Plums are like my favorite fruit. That's like so fucking delicious. I've been sleeping on them my entire life. I've eaten them when I was a kid, but as an adult, I'm like, man, that shit is fucking good. Like it's like a little berry, but the size of a tiny apple. This is perfect. I love it.
Like any other fruits that you want to add this Neuralink to?
Oh no, don't say plums.
Plums. Whoever ate plums
at all,
they got the chip in there.
Damn it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're already all walking AIs right now. Like we already have the chip installed in us, and because we're operating like, all right, when we're done here, all right, we get home, we check social media like a fucking robot.
Well, if we
checking the Instagram, checking whatever, looking at these feeds,
or like some people like
checking YouTube,
or like how a lot of people do, including myself. You wake up in the morning, get on social media. What's going on in the news?
That's like everybody.
Back in the days, you'd be like, oh, go take a shower, go downstairs, read the newspaper, and eat breakfast. And I was like, you just be in bed like, all right, Oh, that sucks. Go back to sleep. Oh, amazing.
Yeah, that's why like if I have to do stuff, like I'll say it out loud, then that forces me to do it.
Yeah, I'm like, get up. I'm like, get up.
Because I was like, if I say something, like I'll go against myself if I don't do it.
Yeah.
But if I say it out loud, I was like, if I don't do it, I get in trouble by something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if I say like, all right, I'm gonna cut the grass in 5 minutes, and then I have to do it now because I said it out loud.
In your head is one thing.
Yeah. Anything I say out loud, like if I speak it, I was like, fuck, I gotta do it now.
Because I heard it.
Yeah. Because I either that or something. I was like, oh, all right, you're gonna get fucked up then. You're gonna get sleep paralysis tonight if you don't do it. You said it, you spoke it, you gotta do it.
You gotta get up, man.
That's why I gotta be careful like what I say out loud, because if I say it out loud, I have to do it. Like I program myself like that. Like it's like I'm a machine now.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, if you gotta do this, if I say it, I was like, fuck, I can't believe I said that out loud. Now I have to do it.
No, I really got committed.
Yeah,
I got committed to this
commit to it.
Katie says, plums are nature's candy. See, plums are amazing.
Bob said pears.
Oh, pears have a weird texture, man. I liked them as a kid, but as I got older,
They have a weird
they have
texture.
a very weird texture.
Bob, she bought all these pears on the cabin trip. I ate one. I was like,
it's
man.
weird, right?
I was like, this tastes like fucking electronic fruit. I was like, something's off. I could taste static. I was like, dude, this pear is giving off too much static noise right now.
Like,
it's weird. It's a weird feeling on my tongue.
When I was a kid, I ate pears just because my parents made me eat it, and then I would eat it, and I was like, okay, I like it. It's not too bad. But as an adult, and I know I don't have to eat it anymore. But the last time I ate one, I was like, this feels like. You ever see like them fake fruit baskets with all plastic shit? Mm-hmm. That's why I imagine eating like a fake like plastic pear. Like
maybe pears don't even exist no more, and they pretend like to make pears, but they got the recipe wrong.
Oh, so it's all messed up.
So it's like
the texture's off.
The
and
code
everything.
is wrong. The pear code is wrong. They're missing like a couple colors and shit.
Damn. So we got the
texture codes.
We got the glitch pear.
Yeah, we got like some fucking a modded pear made by the community
And then
of what they think a pear tastes like. You know, so they program like, okay, I think a pear tastes like this. So then like the people who haven't ate a pear in a long time, they ate it. They're like, man, this is so off.
This is kind of weird.
This is weird. This is off. I think the program for the pear is wrong. Katie says, I'm going to try that because I'm going to go to the gym in my head like 100 times and end up napping. Yeah, just say it out loud. Say what you got to do out loud, and then you hold yourself to that.
I do it the only time I try to do stuff like that is when in the morning and I'm in bed. I'm like, I really don't want to get up. I'm like, come on, Chris, do it. You got this. You do this all the time. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm like, oh, am I talking to myself? I'm like,
start answering myself.
You know, is my soul talking to me? Like,
I'll be answering myself like 3 different voices and shit.
Damn.
I was like, damn.
Oh my God.
I was like, who that? I was like, what do you mean who that? I was like, shit. And then I just laughed because I was like, this is crazy.
And somebody else in your head be like, huh? What was that? Like, damn, it's getting crowded in here.
Like, damn right, it's crazy. I'm like, damn. Let me stop.
So many voices in my head.
It's so crowded. It's crowded in here.
So crowded in his head.
Yeah, but that's my story about this Canadian ex-minister that confirms existence of aliens and Illuminati.
All right.
We'll take a break, and then we come back. We're going to do another couple topics.
Yes.
We're back. Don't go nowhere, guys. And we're back.
All right. All right, where's my topic? All right, so WWE, oh man. So WWE is in talks with state gambling regulators to legalize betting on scripted match results. Yes, you heard it here, folks. So the WWE has held decisions with state gambling regulators to legalize betting on scripted match results, sources said. This is from CNBC. They're saying that WWE is working with EY, which is basically the Ernst & Young company, to secure match results so they won't leak this stuff to the public. So basically, the WWE is trying to dip their toe. Well, the WWE, for one, do I think it's a sport? I say yes, but it's a scripted sport. But for years, they've been trying to classify themselves as, they've been trying to step away from the title of we're a wrestling organization to we're a sports entertainment company. I remember years ago, back when I used to watch wrestling, Like with The Rock, like he's the greatest person in sports entertainment history. They've always been trying to brand themselves as a sport throughout the years, and now they're coming to head to where, hey, we're a sport. We should have bets placed on us now on a scripted event. And it's only, and now mind you, it's not going to be any of the undercard fights like with the Crash Holly, and this is how I'm showing my age, but there's one Crash Holly and the Holly Boys, what do they call them?
The Hardy Boys.
Oh no, and the Hardy Boys, but Crash Holly was the hardcore champion and shit, I think. But yeah, this is they're trying to like they're not gonna do it for undercard fights. They're only gonna do it for just the main events, like the main card fights that people there for. The thing is though, the rules that they're trying to put in place are, because I reading this originally, I was like, they got a lot of bases to cover. For example, if this is a scripted event, what's up with these wrestlers? Are they gonna know who's gonna win? And what they have is the wrestlers aren't gonna find out they're gonna win the match until like a couple hours before they start the match. So this keeps them from, I don't know, like telling family members and stuff. So they probably gotta be like in a closed area. Probably can't talk to nobody. Probably no cell phones.
That's too messy.
And that's what I'm saying too. Because what if you're a wrestler who gets cool with the people who's on the writing team? Because the people on the writing team is gonna be ones who hold the keys to the door of how these matches go. And also too, it could be one of the things where, what if the WWE is gonna be watching to see if this becomes a betting sporting event? They're trying to monitor what people are betting for, and then swing the match a different way in the writers' room just to offset the the bets and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's too.
It's a lot of.
It's too messy. I don't think they can do that.
It's very messy, but they're trying right now, and they're trying in most states, for example. Which I just heard this last week too. There's gambling in golf. This is like part of the whole sports gambling thing. I shouldn't be surprised, but at the same time, I'm not. But so
all right, squirrel.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I feel like hands on my shoulder, like a skeleton hand. Okay.
Damn squirrel.
Yeah, damn rodent. But yeah, so what they're trying to do now, yeah, like I said, they're trying to make this to a sporting event and trying to kick this thing off. And there's says right now most states are kind of like got the doors closed on gambling on. Even for things like the Academy Awards show right now, I've heard about this like last week as well too, that you can actually place bets on the Academy Awards, and they're talking about the possible future of one day people being able to place bets on TV shows on what, like say on Game of Thrones, on who gets killed off, placing bets on that type of shit.
It's like bets on everything. I remember like during like when they were doing like the politics shit where they get to talk, what they call that. Where they get to sell their story or whatever. So they battle each other.
The debates?
The debates, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I remember in the debates, right, they had like a bet like if Biden was going to come out with a mask or no mask.
Yeah, you remember that? Yes.
Yeah, and it was a real bet.
That's a legit bet.
They're like, negative 600, he doesn't come out with a mask. I'm like, oh, goddamn.
Yes, I think we talked about it.
Yeah, I was like, damn.
That was so weird.
That's a crazy bet.
Damn, they're trying to integrate itself in every part of our culture. So they're trying to implement this into the WWE, and right now the WWE is targeting Michigan, Colorado, and Indiana for potential states to pursue legalization of basically this whole thing. Most states probably won't even go for it right now because actually I don't even know how this is even going to get off the ground, because how many people are going to feel comfortable taking their hard-earned money and betting on a scripted event? Because it don't matter how many regulations and stuff they put in the way to protect this information and try to keep it a secret and all this other shit. But there's gonna be people who's gonna lose their money, and the immediate reaction, their knee-jerk reaction, is gonna be they fucking cheated. They cheated me out of my money because it's scripted. The thing about gambling is it's about chance and it's about taking that risk. It's a risk for the normal folks. Is it a risk for the company that does it? They're not risking anything off of it. Not if they're the ones that hold the pin. So I can't see this shit going anywhere. Colorado's gonna be a difficult state for them to even get their foot in, because Colorado's not really big into the gambling stuff anyways. I think they got an area up in the mountains called Black Rock. That's where they got gambling at, but you can't even gamble on the Academy Awards in Colorado. That's illegal there. Like they don't fuck with that shit. You better go to the slot machines.
Yeah, they see through that bullshit.
Yeah, so that's it. Vince must owe somebody money, man. Does he owe the Saudis money or something? What's going on? This is such a strange turn of.
I thought he retired.
He just came back. he's coming back to run shit. It felt like a plot line because he got in real life he got accused of was it sexual assault allegations or something? No, not even sexual assault allegations for sleeping with women and paying him hush money. Even though these women didn't claim it like rape or anything, but it just gave him like hush money to keep him up from sleeping around with him. Which anybody who watched the Attitude Era with Vince McMahon and the way he treated Linda McMahon on TV, you would know that he probably cheated on her in real life because he was always just like Vince McMahon, who's like runs the writing room with the WWE. He always does weird plots to put him in a situation where he's fucking somebody, and it is always like back in the day it was at his wife's expense. Like when Linda McMahon was like in the wheelchair, she was like, and he just treated like shit and was sleeping with Trish Stratus and all stuff. So, like and there was a plot line one time that he was trying to have where him and his daughter Stephanie McMahon, because there was like a weird like she's pregnant, whose baby is it? He had tried to do a plot what he tried to do with that plot line they had, that he was going to be the father of the child.
Wow.
But she didn't agree with it, and so they pulled the plot away. They still kept the plot going, but originally he wanted to end where he was the father of the child. He does weird shit like this in the writing room, man. Vince McMahon has always been a loose cannon and a control freak with his company. And so after he got bounced out with the whole, not even sexual assault, he just paid women, like paid hush money for women not to talk about him smashing, and then now he's back running shit again. So it's weird. It's weird. It's weird. This is Vince's idea. I'm assuming that he wants to step into the gambling shoes.
The boss man.
Vinnie Mac.
Yeah, I don't know about all the gambling. I don't think they should even step into that zone.
No, stay away. This is gonna end so badly. I can't see this as look at XFL, bro. Like, just bring that back. Like, what are you worried about this?
It's just too much different hands that can.
But I heard he owes a lot of money, man, because he's trying to sell to WWE. Well, I don't know if he has yet, but I heard rumors a while ago that he was trying to sell it to this Saudi Arabia, because a lot of sports companies are trying to coalesce around Saudi Arabia right now and
sell it.
And
I don't know. I think that shit's dead.
I still got a fan base, but I'm like, I don't know anybody who watches it. I know like maybe 2 people. So
I think the OGs still watch it. There's dumb, and then the young ones.
Well, I was one of the OG people, and I started watching around when John Cena.
We're like the mid OGs.
Oh yeah.
Well, we left, but then I still remember my cousins that's older than us. They still watch it. Yeah. So I was like, okay, so the old ones still watch it, but then the new generation's watching it, and then we left out in the middle.
Stepped out.
Yeah.
After the Rock left, everybody went with him. That's probably what happened.
Yeah, I left after like Attitude Era.
Yeah, I left when John Cena showed up, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not feeling this."
Same time.
And that's when I like kind of dipped out. I wasn't feeling it.
Katie says, "You boys watch the Strongman Challenge?"
I used to back in the day. I used to watch when he used to pull fire trucks and shit. He's on ESPN. It was crazy as hell.
I've never seen it.
The Strongman Challenge. He used to flip the big tires. Some dudes are like freaks of nature. Every time I used to see them do wild shit with you see how big they are, and I would see them like, man, I wonder if their skin is gonna like tear one day and expose like the muscle just like ripping through it like this.
But the skin's so elastic and shit.
Yeah, it just molds with the body. Katie Long says at Myrtle Beach this year. Yeah, ain't Myrtle Beach kind of wild? Don't people get shot there now or something?
Nah, man. After COVID, it's clean.
Okay, clean it up.
I don't know. I just made that up.
Well, that's it for my story.
All right, moving on. All right, so the Pentagon UFO chief says that alien mothership is in our solar system.
Oh,
possibly.
Let's hear it.
So the head of the Pentagon UFO Research Office suggests that in a report that extraterrestrial mothership and smaller probes may be visiting planets in our solar system, including Earth. So Sean Kirkpatrick, the director of the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, along with the Harvard University Astronomer Department Chairman Abraham Loeb, co-authored in research paper which possessed the possibility of an artificial interstellar object functioning as a parent craft that releases numerous small probes during its close passage to Earth. So these guys and all these, departments are saying that there's possible that a mothership is in our solar system and could be releasing like smaller probes into like our atmosphere, including Earth and all the other planets. And the thing that gets me is when they say that it's a mothership and it could be releasing probes. It's almost like some sci-fi shit, or it's some shit that they already know that's been happening. Because come on, okay, you're saying that a mothership could be approaching Earth, but at the same time you're saying that they're releasing like little probes out here to, I guess, go around and
just observe us like this.
Yeah, like how can they have claims like that or even talk like that in as far as like being in their position of like Harvard University astronomy department? How can they just say that so easily?
That's a lot to say for somebody in that position. That's maybe
like how did you come up with that? Like all right, they're bringing motherships along with probes. Like, have you guys been knowing what's going on or what? Or are you just coming out with this information out your ass?
Yeah, you're being a little quiet about this.
Yeah, or like, did you guys know this for a long time now? Because how are you saying this now, but then in so much like little details where it just sounds weird, like a sci-fi movie?
Well, I got a lot of questions. Are they on like somebody's orders? Like, hey, you can tell them now.
I think they're forced to tell us now. I think that's the thing.
It's kind of like we can't have this forever, man. We gotta.
Yeah.
Because the government's being more forefront about now with UFO shit popping up.
They're being more like lenient towards talking about stuff like that.
Yeah, back then it was like weather balloon, and now the turn of 2020 and going forward is, yeah, guys, there's something out there. We've been trying to hide it, but.
Katie says there was a battle on the moon, thus the explosion. People in Japan seen on the moon.
Didn't we see that? I feel like we've seen that video before.
They've been spraying the sky on the beautiful days to the cloud lift up at night, so you can't see shit. Oh, she's talking about like
Oh, they try to block out the moon?
Yeah, like with the planes flying and throw like whatever they throw into the air to where it fucking fogs up like the whole sky and stuff, and then you can't really see what they're doing, you know, behind the clouds.
The battle on the moon. Because
if you think about it, when you see like a clear day, right, you're like, all right, these planes are still flying. Everybody, the planes, like, you know, they have the little contrails that's going by, like they'll fly by and it'll disappear like a natural contrail and stuff. But then there'll be some days where planes fly and none of that shit, none of it like disappears. Like it
just sit there for like a long time.
It starts spreading and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? What's the difference with this day with the last other days? Like planes are still flying, right? So then you start to think like, okay, I don't know. I just know there's a lot of weird stuff that's going on. Ain't
really clicking.
It doesn't add up. Like planes fly every day. Why can't we get chemtrails every single day?
Yeah.
Right? But then there's a lot of days where it's just clear blue skies, but you still see planes flying. You still see the little contrail, but it disappears. But then other days, like when planes fly, the shit just stays stuck in the air. I'm like, what the hell? What's different with today and the other day? Is the air different or something? What's going on? That's where it gets confusing.
Yeah. Shit. Because even though like I don't really go along with the chemtrail theory, but I'm always looking at the sky though. The sky is such a... Actually, I heard this saying like years ago. It's saying like when you look at like people need to look up more because you miss a lot of stuff. It's kind of like because so many people look more down at their feet and what's in front of them than what's above. So ever since I've heard that saying like years ago, I've been always like looking up at the sky. If you look up at the sky long enough, you're gonna see something weird. And
yeah,
I remember like last year I was on my parents' porch. And I saw like this little black dot in the sky, and the way it moved, it was like it went down and then went like in the L, like almost like a 45-degree angle, just like went like this and then like went up. But it was like it was just moving in this weird way. And I told my mom about it. My mom, she's an older lady and all, but she kept looking. She's like, I don't see it. I was like, wait, look. I was like, see that cloud right there? I was like, it's in like almost like in front of the cloud, but the cloud helps it see it a little bit more because it's like a little black dot. And my mom saw it, she's like, what the hell is that? She's like, is it moving again? I was like, yeah, it just moved away from the cloud, but we never figured out what it was. It was
it's
weird
like
shit like that.
Like a little glitch in the sky where you start seeing like little stuff moving like in and out. It's reality and stuff.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, like if you break down like this reality, like if you are able to like get a glimpse to another reality, you would think like you would see weird stuff like that.
You would think.
Like stuff that you don't even understand how it's flying so fast or whatever, because you're just getting a glimpse of like another reality, if that exists.
Yeah.
I think in being in today now, if you're a scientist now and you're at the point to where you're saying like, oh, another reality, it's impossible for it to exist. I think now the scientists will look at him and be like, you must be new here.
You just arrived.
You must be new here.
Welcome.
You're still denying and stuff like that, you know? After all the studies and research and experiments that these scientists have been doing, a lot of them, major ones, are even saying like, dude, like it's almost like saying it's impossible to saying that another reality doesn't exist.
Yeah.
For to even talk like that would be like blasphemy. To be like, what the fuck? After we did all these wild experiments, like they all come to the conclusion like, dude, there's other realities, not the fact that there's other realities, but there's a lot of stuff that we just don't understand, so we cannot even really speak about it like scientifically, because our science doesn't even match up to what we are capturing like in these experiments. So they're like, dude, we don't even have the science, the brain capacity to even figure out what the fuck is going on now. So they're like, dude, we just don't know. Just don't tell the public like whatever. Just whatever the science that the public knows, just tell them whatever the science that can explain it. Because a lot of the science that they've been doing where they can't even explain it with their own standard science procedures, they're like, okay, just don't tell them stuff like that. Because we can't even explain it.
Like, we don't get it. And
like we don't know either.
like, we can't tell them. So
like, we know what happens. We've been testing it and it's freaking bizarre. We don't understand it. Just don't say nothing because we don't know, because we're going to look stupid, because we can't explain it.
Like, whatever's going on, our science cannot keep up with what we're experiencing right now. So
yeah, because ever since like with like CERN, when they've been launching the whole Hadron Collider, there's been a lot of weird anomalies that's been happening like throughout like the whole Earth. Even scientists saying something is different now, something in the air is different, something is different like within this reality where you're just seeing weird shit happen now. Hard to explain. Everything cannot be CGI.
No, man, not everything.
You see a lot of like wild footage. Even like with me watching it, in my head I want to say, okay, this is CGI.
Sure sucks, it's fake.
Yeah, in my head I'm like, dude, this gotta be fake because it looks so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You know, there's just a lot that goes over my head where I'm like, yeah, definitely I can tell somebody made that, because it just doesn't look natural or whatever. But then there's stuff that I see that I'm like, there's something more to this. And then I read the comments like, oh no, CGI, whatever. But I'm looking at it and my gut instinct is like, there's definitely something more to this video. There's too many like different things that's going on to make me believe that, okay, I think this video is legit. I don't think it's been tampered with. And I think the video is 100% legit.
I mean, yeah,
according to my gut, without even looking at the comments yet. Before I would look at the comments all, oh, blah, 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 negative stuff and shit.
Yeah, because you know that's going to be the first man. Shit's fake, this video's fake.
Yeah, and there's always some expert in there.
I've done film editing and
yeah. ... I worked with the Disney, like, shut up.
Yeah, we get it. Fuck. Shut up. We don't care.
I was intern at NASA for picking grapes for monkeys.
That's Reddit right there. Somebody has done it on Reddit.
Doctor here.
I used to go to this school and
speaking from a doctor's point of view, I'm like, shut the hell up.
Sit down. Nah,
but yeah, it's so hard to tell now. I'm not saying like all of it is real, but we're living in a generation now when you will watch like a video on Instagram, TikTok, or whatever, and it looks so real to where you cannot even distinguish no more, even if it was made fake or made real. Because there's a lot of fake videos that look super real, and there's a lot of real videos that look super fake too.
Yeah,
and I can't tell anymore. That's where I stay out of the comment section, and then in my head I just want to like, man, imagine if that is real, you know? It's hard now. It's too hard.
It's very difficult, man. So sometimes you see with your very own human eyes, and you be like, man, seeing it is to believe it. Because sometimes it's like, I don't even believe what I'm seeing.
Right. It's when it
So imagine
actually,
with a damn camera, like it's just different.
when it actually happens to you, then that's when you start looking at the word different too. It's like, holy shit, there is fucking something different. Like something is crazier. Something is happening.
That was like a long time ago. I had seen like picture, well, like most people, seen pictures and videos of like the Himalaya mountains and everything. And then like back in 2010, I went like on this horseback ride through like the foothills of the Himalayas. Massive shit. They're bigger than the Rocky Mountains, I think. But they're a massive ass mountain range, and they're considered the foothills. They're like the small version of the rest of the Himalayas. But seeing it like actually in person on horseback ride, I was like, I don't believe this is actually real right now. This shit is like, am I even believing? I'm seeing these ice cap mountains up close, and I was going on a horseback ride. We went so high up on a mountain, it got to a point I was like, what was above us? It started getting cold. I reached my hand up and I was touching clouds.
Damn.
I was like, yo, this is really happening right now. Like, man, like sometimes it's like you can't even imagine it unless you experience. But at the same time, it's like I've seen pictures of this. I'm like, man, these pictures look fake, but it's when you see it, it's different.
But then you went through that shit.
Yeah, it hits different, man. And that's where you kind of like, man, sometimes these pictures like it looks so unbelievable, but you just got to see it sometimes. And
yeah, real life hits different.
Be the eyewitness, man. Not everything you see on camera is gonna be fake. Sometimes it's like, maybe you need to see it.
Yeah, that's why real life, take the filter off, you know?
Yeah.
You're gonna live through like whatever, who's ever popping on Instagram, throwing all these cool ass shit.
Yeah. It's everybody trying to show up they on a glow up or something.
Seeing them on the side of the mountain. CGI.
Fake ass background.
Yeah, I don't get those people that easily say everything is fake all the time. I started thinking like they gotta be bots because that's just too easy.
Yeah.
Because even if it's like a footage where I'm like, damn, this one's kind of hard to debunk, you know. Yeah, as soon as you go in the comic section, fake, blah 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 blah. I'm like,
yeah, some footage I see, I be like, I'm like, I can't even tell
I don't know. I just say I don't know. It looks crazy. I don't know.
I was like, looks crazy though, but I don't know. You can't fault me for saying I don't know. Like,
Yes, I don't know. Cameras off. Like, man, that shit real as fuck.
I was at a damn heart attack.
Camera off. Like, that shit's fucking real as shit.
All right, I'm gonna do my last topic right quick and then wrap it up.
All right, wrap it up. Last topic for the night.
Last topic for the night. This is a PSA for all you kids out there who like to do drugs.
That's me.
Hope y'all listening. All right, so Tranq, the new zombie drug,
Tranq,
that causes skin rotting, is fueling overdoses across the U.S. I think Philadelphia is being hit really hard with it right now too.
Man, with the name Tranq, dude.
Well, that's the street name, but it's actually xylazine is an animal tranquilizer that goes by the street name Tranq and is common additive to illicit drugs found in fentanyl, heroin, and cocaine. And this shit's so bad that even the little Narcan kit can't even revive you. This shit is bad.
Damn.
And it causes like a very...
So when you OD on it, even the Narcan kit can't bring it back.
Can't even stop it, man. Because, well, for what I heard the other day, too, with this drug on the street, this drug isn't really new. The last time it had an existence in America that was causing an issue was back in the 60s. And it kind of died out.
What was it called?
The same thing. Just say all the symptoms and everything. I'm not sure what the name was, but the same drug, the tranquilizer.
Was it called Tranq Flower?
Probably doing the flower power movement.
No, hippies don't play like that.
No. Just weed, as far as I know, and maybe other stuff. But no, it's probably the same name and everything because it's called a xylazine. So I'm pretty sure that's a name that scientifically thought of way back when. But apparently, it had an impact back in the '60s, and it kind of died out.
So what's like the effects of it?
And now it's coming back around again. So the effects of it basically is those who are poorly using drugs containing xylazine can develop open wounds and deaths. Basically, it just takes.
But what would the user?
The fentanyl is like it gives like a boost of high of like even more fentanyl in their system. It's
so
like
it makes you high.
Yes, that's all. It's basically just
like a happy high.
Like a happy high, and like euphoric. Yeah, and it gets to a point where when people are taking it, they don't realize they're starting to get like these weird wounds in their skin, and then it eventually starts turning like
methamphetamine.
Yeah, and then I looked at the pictures of it too, man. It looks like, it looks like I don't know if anybody's ever seen the TV show Gargoyles. From back in the night, when like they turn
animated series,
when like they're stone, and when the sun goes down, they turn into like, they break out of their little stone shit. Yeah. That's how people's skin looks. Like the chunks miss off it.
Cracking.
It's like cracking, and it's like pieces of skin are missing, but it's like it turns black in certain spots, and then basically the skin just rots away there, kills the nerves, everything. Always to the point where, because the high is so good for like a lot of these people that are taking it, their bodies fall apart and they don't stop until eventually their limbs get amputated because it just rots away your skin.
So I'm thinking like when they do take this drug, like how you're saying, how you're describing how their skin like breaks apart like that. I'm thinking like the drug like absorbs like most of like the water, like
that's
in the skin and stuff.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
same thing.
It's like some meth shit.
Because like when I first heard it, like it's like it cracks your skin and breaks off. I was like, damn, do they need lotion? It's not like it's like just absorbing all the moisture in your skin.
Yeah, it sucks up all the moisture, and then it sucks up all the moisture in the brain. That's why the brain fucking feels like shit.
Yep. It says, on the most basic level, Tranq is the latest development in the evolution of street drug composition, and in part because it's easy to get. Because like it's very easy to get this, and it's inexpensive. You can buy this shit online. It says with xylazine, commonly used in veterinary industry, which I seem like all these damn drugs come from vets. The drug is not controlled substance in America. Anyone with a vet's license can have access to it. So say if you're a guy who's addicted to this shit and you got a homie that's, working a veterinarian, they probably have it at the veterinarian clinic or whatever, and they can just hand it out on the street, probably selling out the back door or whatever they want to, because they have access to it. Says it can be ordered online, often with no association to the veterinary profession. So you can just buy the shit online itself. People who use the drug don't know it's part of what they're taking, even when they become addicted to it. So when these people are taking it, they kind of like lose the reason why they're taking it, and basically get lost in it, and they get addicted to it, and then the body starts falling apart, and it starts rotting the skin out till it starts doing like black dead tissue, and left untreated may ultimately require limb amputation. And yeah. It says because xylazine is a sedative and not an opioid, overdose reversal medications like Narcan don't address the drug's major risk. So it's not an opioid, it's a sedative. And because Narcan is designed to go against opioids and whatnot, overdoses, you get it, you dead. Like it's gonna kill you eventually.
Damn.
Fucked you up. This is a new thing on the street, man. That's what, like every couple of years I feel like there's like something new drug on the street. And just
I say, like, if you're already normally buying drugs on the street, wherever it may be, marijuana, cocaine, whatever, stop buying it. Just stop, because a lot of that stuff is already known already. A lot of it is laced with fentanyl, and a lot of it they don't even know how much amount of it is being laced with fentanyl.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of cases where people, they would buy marijuana on the street, not even knowing, like they buy it from the same person every single week and stuff, right? But then 1 week, this batch get fucking laced with fentanyl, like just a light little sprinkle. But then that light sprinkle is just enough to be toxic enough for you if you were to even get even close to that marijuana or whatever, you would get like a fatal dose. So it's just too dangerous now, just because fentanyl is in the mix now. It doesn't matter what drug, but because they're putting the shit in everything. That's the wild thing. Like fentanyl is like that little magic sprinkle that they put on these drugs to make it more like potent or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like that special little ingredient.
The little kick.
But then you can't trust everybody's hand and how much whatever fentanyl they're putting. That's why it's so dangerous now for you to get drugs like off the street, especially like people you don't know. Like especially like with marijuana, because that stuff is being laced. You don't even know it. Yeah, so it's scary. I would imagine it being like super scary for anybody to be purchasing like drugs like on the streets nowadays, because of the whole fentanyl scare, which is a real thing. You can't even avoid that shit, because that shit is like a pandemic right now.
Man, it's
happening.
It's all over the place, man.
And it's scary. Like To me, if you're not growing it yourself or something, or you're getting it from somebody you know that's growing it and they're not doing nothing crazy to it,
don't trust it.
Yeah, I would advise anybody, just don't even touch it, or don't even do drugs, period.
Yeah, man. You're going to end up like Smokey from Friday.
Unless you're getting from like a really trusted source. That's because it's scary now, because with the whole fentanyl shit.
Yeah.
It's just too risky. Even the people getting the drug, they don't even know either. That's why it's so scary. The whole shit is scary.
Yeah, people like, I'm buying stuff from my weed man, and then, oh, boom, laced, dead, OD. Like,
Yeah. I have a story I'm not going to tell, but it's like a person that I know that got caught up. That's why I'm like, you just don't know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's just too risky.
Don't buy no plastic baggies off anybody.
It's not like the old days. When fentanyl came in the game, man, it's almost like everybody don't even know how the game works anymore, because it's too risky now. Because you don't know, like, oh, he might be selling good stuff, right? But let's say that good stuff just got too much good stuff, right? And then you'd be like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, man.
Somebody got fucked up one day, just did too much of that, sprinkled too much fentanyl.
Yeah, I don't know about us normal, regular people out here that the normal people out here that like dabble in drugs and this shit's laced with fentanyl and OD and die. But at least I know with celebrities, when, you know, we've had a couple of people that passed away over some years, who were taking drugs and it was laced with fentanyl. A lot of times, I don't even know if these celebrities who OD'd over know that it was laced with fentanyl, but it was in it regardless. And they've been going after the damn dealers now. I know with Mac Miller, when he OD'd and they found out that he had fentanyl and this shit, they went.
Really?
Yeah, they went after the dealer. Michael K. Williams, another very good actor, he passed away, like, I think last year. He was Omar in The Wire, for anybody who don't really know. He wound up passing away like last year, the year before, but he had fentanyl in his shit he was smoking, and then dropped dead. And then now they're looking for his dealer. So it's like, man, y'all.
Yeah, even if they find a dealer, it's like the dealers, they're getting their supply from somebody else.
Yeah, they just the worker bee.
Yeah.
Shit, they might not even know, man. Sometimes they might not even know.
They just use it like to make like the batch better, but sometimes they do a little too much. They do a little too much to the batch, to where they're like, oh shit. They'd be like, oh shit, this shit's good, it's strong or whatever. Like, oh, I'm gonna keep buying from this guy. But then like the guy's like, all right,
let's give him a little bit more high.
Let's sprinkle a little bit more. Oh god, you killed your whole.
You killed your meal ticket. Now you're going to jail.
You killed the whole block. Yeah, it's dangerous. It's too dangerous.
Yeah, but this new shit out here, the skin rotting zombie drug, man. I don't see no appeal in taking this at all, especially if it's gonna make your skin fall off in chunks. And it looks horrible. If any of you got the stomach for it, I say look it up if you want to scare yourself straight. It is horrible. It's like people's skins, like you see like regular skin on the arm, and it's like a spot missing, and it's just black.
Yeah. I say if you want to like do drugs, make it yourself, grow it yourself. Go green.
You're not gonna try to kill yourself, so might as well
grow your own plants.
Learn. You have to take time to learn, though.
Grow, learn, do smoke whatever you grow, so you know you're safe
and live in peace.
And if you want to live on the edge, you sprinkle your own fentanyl.
There you go. you know how much you can do.
Like, oh, you want to play on the edge? Sprinkle. Dead.
But you enjoyed it. That was your choice, though. Somebody else didn't kill you.
Shout out to Ben, Book of the Dead.
This is Book of the Dead.
Run those mantras and shit. You know, like when you die, they start praying. They run those like this sacred mantras and shit.
Oh, the sacred mantra when you pass on.
Yeah, that's almost guiding you like through a tunnel. Like skeet, wrong tunnel.
Bow, wow, wow.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode. You know, we hope you guys learned something today.
Yeah, it was educational.
Because we had like a good hour where we were doing like a lot of educational stuff.
We did.
Right. We had some doctors in here.
We did. That know some shit.
Right. Doctors, scientists. We're doing our thing out here. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. We'll catch everybody next week on Tuesday. Peace out. Adios.
See you guys.
It's not really good to know.